Welcome and thank you for joining us on this edition of News2. I'm Sandra Gaman-Singh. Topping our newscast. 3 men held up the Mid-Island Federal Credit Union just after 9 Friday morning. Police say the men were armed and none of them wore masks. They didn't get any money from the bank itself, but an undisclosed amount of money was taken from one customer and one person was hurt.
The individuals forced their way into the back searching for money, which they did not actually find at that time. They robbed at least one customer who was in the store of his cash and personal items and fled in a red sedan. 2 of them did have TAMs on their head, and 3 colors, red, black, and gold TAMs on their head. Those 2 may have had wearing locks, and the other one had short hair.
There were one individual in the establishment injured, which was gun butt by one of the suspects. She was taken to the Juan Louis Hospital for treatment. If you have any information on this incident at all, please make contact with us so that we can bring this case to closure and actually get our hands on these perpetrators.
Now again, police urge anyone with information about this early morning robbery to call 911, Crime Stoppers, or the Criminal Investigations Bureau. There is a growing concern about a dangerous new trend among teens, as we reported, their internet challenges. And law enforcement officials hosted a town hall meeting Thursday evening after they became aware of one case locally. Only a handful of concerned residents showed up, but that was enough for organizers who want to get the word out about these dangerous games. News2's Erica Parsons has more. We have to warn you that some images may not be suitable for children to watch.
These are the things that you're doing. There's nothing else constructive you can find to do. I mean, I was dumbfounded.
That was Denise Lewis's initial reaction when she learned about internet challenges teens are getting involved in. One local teen went into seizures doing the Pass Out Challenge, where teens strangle themselves until they faint. So Lewis and the VIPD's PIO organized a town hall.
For this particular subject, a press release I felt was not going to be enough. So I felt that it was my duty to contact someone in the community that I knew had the pulse of the people, the pulse of the young people.
It ain't about whether they're smart enough or not. It's about educating them to ensure that they don't do it. And that's where this all came about.
About 30 people showed up, including educators, parents, police, teens, concerned citizens, and one senator.
I'm kind of disappointed that this was a turnout.
Organizers shared a video with the public that explained the Pass Out Challenge, gave reasons why students might do it, and listed examples of how to discourage that behavior.
It's a sad thing because many kids are losing their lives over this challenge and wanting to be like everybody else.
Why you have to be doing the fire challenge, setting yourself on fire? That don't make no type of sense.
Organizers also shared some of the more popular challenges they researched. One attendee said many of those challenges are being done right here, and one teen said there are others. Thursday's goal was to educate the community and call them to action.
To go back to their own neighborhood, go back to their own family, go back to their own church or organization, and actually do something to educate and inform the people in their circle about these deadly games that the children are playing.
Have a pizza party and call over your nieces and your nephews, your cousins, all in the same age group, and play the video for them, have a discussion with them. Let them know this is not a laughing matter. It's not funny. It can lead to your death.
The teens themselves have a different challenge.
Instead of you trying to do the Pass Out Challenge or the fire challenge, why you don't take a challenge and go out and finish your homework on time?
I challenge everyone to read a book challenge. You know, get a day, read your favorite book that you like, or to finish school without getting pregnant, to finish school without impregnating someone, to finish school and graduate, go to college, get a career, get a job, get a house.
Erica Parsons, News2.
Now, everyone at Thursday's meeting committed to educating others about the dangers of internet challenges. Police warn that anyone involved in these games can be charged if someone is seriously hurt or dies. Historical Theater Education Department presents a 4-week leadership camp entitled Stopping Crime Starts at the Roots. With a focus on cyberbullying and bullying, this 4-week camp for children ages 11 to 17 encourages the learning of leadership through the use of theater arts. It's supported by a grant from the Law Enforcement Planning Commission, LEPC, and awarded by the Office of Justice Program, U.S. Department of Justice. The camp, led by Empress P.J. Crosby, teaches children to write, direct, and perform their own plays. Performance dates for the student plays are Thursday, August 21st at 7 p.m. and Friday, August 22nd at 7 p.m. at Pistarckle Theater, located in Tillett Gardens. The St. Croix Board of Elections chair is publicly apologizing to St. Croix voters. Chairman Adelbert Bryan sent an open letter to the public on behalf of the board and the elections system. He said they're sorry the AutoMark machines had audio problems during the primary election last weekend. Bryan cited the problem as a programming error that was corrected by ES&S election technicians. All other areas of the AutoMark machine worked properly, so voters were still able to cast their votes. Bryan said electors should still exercise their right to vote and advised that they are working to make sure this doesn't happen in November. In other news, the Department of Health's Maternal, Child Health, and Children with Special Needs Care Needs, that's the MCH program, they received a $1 million grant to continue its home visiting programs. Health officials said last year, MCH officially launched the home visiting programs to improve pregnancy, health, and developmental outcomes for at-risk children through evidence-based home visitation models. The Nurse Family Partnership home visitation model was implemented in the St. Thomas-St. John District, and the Healthy Families America was implemented by the Frederiksted Health Center under MCH guidance in the St. Croix District. Repairs to the Victor Sewer Marine Facility in Cruise Bay, St. John, they're halfway completed, and that's according to Virgin Islands Port Authority Executive Director Carlton Dow. VIPA has hired Stephenson Construction to remove damaged fender systems from the existing seawalls at the U.S. Customs dock and the dock owned by VIPA at the sewer facility, commonly referred to as the Creek. The contractor will install new marine fenders as well as other repairs. The project began in July and will be completed by the end of August 2014. These repairs are part of the Port Authority's ongoing efforts to improve areas of its port facilities that were deteriorated or damaged. Turn our attention overseas. President Obama has authorized targeted airstrikes, if necessary, against Islamic extremists in northern Iraq. The militant group, known as ISIS, is threatening to kill thousands of Iraqi religious minorities stranded on a mountaintop unless they convert to Islam. In other news, U.S. health officials say the Ebola outbreak in West Africa will likely sicken more people than all other previous outbreaks combined. The disease has claimed nearly 1,000 lives. Diplomatic staff and their families are leaving the U.S. Embassy in Liberia's capital. And tropical storm Isabel is expected to make landfall sometime this morning in Hawaii. It should have made landfall. It will be the first hurricane or tropical storm to hit the island chain in 22 years. Hurricane Julio is currently following the path and expected to pass by the area as soon as Sunday. Be sure to tune in to CBS Evening News at 7:30 for more on these stories. Keeping our eye on the economy, America's biggest tech companies are stepping up cybersecurity after recent data breaches. Yahoo will join Google to create a secure email system by 2015. They say it will make it almost impossible for hackers or the government to read your email. General Motors is recalling some older SUVs for the third time because water can get into the power window switches and cause a short. The recall covers about 189,000 SUVs from the model years 2006 and 2007. Here's a look at the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. Everything up, the Dow 185, NASDAQ 35, S&P 22. Coming up on NEWS2, much more straight ahead, our summer fun segment, another laid-back spot to hang out. This island features lots of historical facts and great hiking, and it's just a rowboat away from St. Thomas. Plus, the University of the Virgin Islands EPSCoR program is getting much-needed funding in the form of a $20 million grant. Details. Now, many say it's the most historic 135 acres in the Caribbean, Hassel Island. It's time for our summer fun segment. It's a short rowboat ride or kayak away from St. Thomas. It was once a peninsula of St. Thomas and was separated by the Danish government in 1860 and named for the Hassel family who owned much of the estate. You can learn a little bit of the history of Hassel Island and the role it played in the development of St. Thomas. You can explore the ruins and hike the trails. One celebrated feature is the Croix Marine Railway, which finally closed in the early 1960s. The railway has earned its place in history. It is among the earliest steam-powered marine railways in the Western Hemisphere and the oldest surviving example of a steam-powered railway in the world. There's also Fort Willoughby and the Garrison House. The St. Thomas Historical Trust schedules tours. A-to-Z Academy's Big Island Adventure Summer Camp was spreading the love on Friday. The campers descended on innovative employees with hugs and rocks that said joy, peace, or you rock. The 8-year-olds held signs that said free hugs. The group was spreading happiness to businesses who've helped them. They call it Soul Kalaloo. It's St. Croix's version of Soul Pancake, and every Friday, a different age group shares the love. The campers also went to Bates Trucking and Blue Mountain Terrace on Friday. Some big news: the University of the Virgin Islands experimental program to stimulate competitive research, or EPSCoR, is getting an infusion of much-needed funding in the form of a $20 million grant. Community members and leaders gathered at UVI's St. Thomas campus Friday as the university made the happy announcement. UVI is one of the only 5 jurisdictions in the country to receive the grant from the National Science Foundation. The grant would bolster EPSCoR's science and engineering academic research infrastructure.
This grant is not just for us to stay where we are. It is to be a catalyst for other individuals who are not presently involved in research to get involved in research. It is a source of inspiration for students who are not presently thinking about being scientists, but through this process, we hope to stimulate them to start thinking about the world of discovery.
With the award, this $20 million grant, the university is again taking on the leadership role that is necessary for us to move forward, for those to be able to imagine the impossibilities of what can exist and think of the pathway to get there. $4 million a year, the creation of an institute for STEM education and research really sets us on a platform that our young people will be able to move forward.
In other news, we heard from celebrity comedian Michael Collier last night. The original host of the BET Live from LA is here in the territory for a comedy show tonight. Now, it's all part of fashionista events coming up this weekend. August 9th is the Cut Party featuring advanced hair educators of Bernays Academy at the Marriott's. And Sunday, August 10th, it's the fashion show at Antilles Mark Marine Center. Tico Armand, international fashion model, returns to host.
This is the fifth annual event for Fashionista. This year is a twist to it. We have comedy, we have music, and we have, of course, fashion. So this time I partnered with my friend of mine named Maurice from California, and we're going to step it up a notch. Fashionista itself is for everyone. Everyone is their own fashionista. So this year can always be an age range from the kids all the way up to the teens, to the full figure, to the mature look. That's what Fashionista is all about, giving the young, up-and-coming talent time to strut the runway, and also the designers, the local designers, as far as Caribbean Cutie, Azure Collection, just to name a few. And we have one designer coming from New York named John Ashford.
So we wanted to actually just enlarge the event and give the stateside folks an opportunity to come to the island. And what we really were looking at is trying to create an edutainment. A little bit of education and a great deal of entertainment. And again, that's one of the reasons why we brought our good friend Michael Collier over to do the comedy work for us. And then we're going to be introducing a cut party, which is going to be a very new...
I don't know these
very new and exciting opportunity to bring a new energy to being a creative artist. And hairdressers is going to be on stage. We brought hairdressers from California, from Chicago, and they're going to be on stage with some local hairdressers, really establishing a lot of energy and a lot of excitement. So the cut party is going to be very, very exciting.
And that was a quick glimpse of Michael Collier in the background. Well, thank you, Got What It Takes Behind the Bar. The 2014 St. Croix Animal Welfare Center Bartender Olympics and Beach Party is coming up. Special appearance there by musician Kurt Schindler. And that's this Sunday, August 10th at the Deep End Bar and Grill. That's from 2 to 6 p.m. Proceeds will benefit our furry friends at the St. Croix Animal Welfare Center. And speaking of which, it's time for some cute and cuddly. Our pet of the week this week just might be one of the sweetest dogs around. This adorable 2-year-old is named Martini because of a pattern on her back shaped like a martini glass with a drop of olive. Think you can give her a place in your home? You can call the Humane Society of St. Thomas at 775-0599.
Martini is about a 2-year-old female. She was actually found in a cistern, uncompleted cistern in Koki. This is the 3rd dog that they found in this cistern, and she's very friendly. She loves dogs and she loves cats, and I'm pretty sure she's good with kids too. She is looking for a new forever home, so if you can take her, come on down, check her out. Please remember always to spay and neuter your pets, please. Thank you.
And she is cute. Well, before we head to the weather, forecasters with NOAA's Climate Prediction Center raised the likelihood for a below normal season in the Atlantic hurricane season outlook. The update predicts a 70% chance of a below normal season, a 25% chance of a near normal season, and only a 5% chance of an above normal season. It's all thanks to atmospheric and oceanic conditions suppressing storm formation. Federal forecasters said on Thursday the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration still expects 3 to 6 hurricanes to form during the 6-month season that peaks between mid-August and mid-October. Be sure to stick around. Your News2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.